Throughout the course of Hogwarts Legacy, your character will work closely with the Keepers, a collection of condescending portraits charged with the task of keeping a powerful source of ancient magic secret. What's up, everyone? Big Dan here, and in this video, we're going to explore why the Keepers are the real villains of Hogwarts Legacy, and how their actions ultimately led to the disastrous situation Professor Fig and our protagonist found themselves in. So buckle up, grab some iced coffee, and let's dive into the wizarding world. From the very first memory we see of the Keepers inside Gringotts, they are painted as protectors of the world against a dangerous form of magic. They set up an elaborate series of trials as a way to shepherd this knowledge into the future and pass the responsibility of protecting it down to someone who fully understands the dangers. From the beginning, the Keepers are incredibly coy and reluctant to share information with us. If we try to speak with their portraits, they will deflect and redirect us to complete their trials.
What was the glowing strand that Isadora pulled from her father's chest?
It was pain. You will understand more about her actions as you complete the trials.
I hesitate to reveal the location of my pensive to someone who, perhaps, has yet to understand the responsibility of power.
What you don't yet know is that a dangerous goblin called Ranrock has accessed the repository at Rookwood Castle. He has learned to harness the contents of it as a source of immense power.
Nonetheless, the knowledge you shall gain after you witness my memories is too valuable to share without further consideration.
Which always leads us to a stored memory or pensive. In this way, the Keepers are walking us through a very specific recounting of past events. They want to paint a narrative that Isadora Morganac was an unhinged, reckless lunatic whose actions put everyone in danger, while the Keepers were desperately trying to contain this dangerous ancient magic. This is an incredibly skewed perspective of past events, and the Keepers go to great lengths to only present their side of the story, something which Sebastian points out to us.
These Keepers are playing games with you. You need to press them for more information.
It doesn't work like that. To access each of these memories, I have to complete a trial. It's not as easy as you think. They're showing me the memories in a particular order.
Either they don't trust you, or you don't care enough about Anne to ask the difficult questions.
Unfortunately, while we can speak directly to the Keepers, we aren't able to hear Isadora's side of the story because her living portrait was destroyed outside Feldcroft.
Sebastian, over here. Do you think that this was damaged by the fire the night that Anne was cursed?
Could be. But it looks to me as though this was intentional.
We initially believed this destruction was caused by Rookwood and Ranrock during their search for the repositories. But what if this wasn't the case? What if Isadora's portrait was actually destroyed by the Keepers to silence her? The Keepers certainly have a clear motive. They want to control the narrative and demonstrate that ancient magic is not to be messed with at all under any circumstances. They want to paint Isadora as a lunatic and a villain. Meanwhile, Rookwood and Ranrock don't have any motivation at all to destroy Isadora's portrait. They just want to gain access to the repository and find the source of ancient magic. It's possible they destroyed the portrait by accident while searching Feldcroft, but we certainly cannot rule out foul play from the Keepers. You can see their shocked and appalled reactions when your character lets them know that Isadora left behind a pensive, which is the only source we have into her memories and her side of the story.
Isadora told Bragbor about the magic when she asked him to build a container for her. I've seen her memories.
Isadora left memories for someone to find? You know what she did?
Her memories showed what she did for her father, which I also saw in Professor Rookwood's pensive. And a conversation with Bragbor in which she expressed frustration about the limits being placed on her use of ancient magic.
Think about it. Why would they care if Isadora left behind some of her memories? To me, it's pretty clear. Because her memories could cause an observer to doubt the Keeper's narrative about what happened with their ancient magic debacles of the past. I'm not about to excuse Isadora, though. She clearly went too far in her study of ancient magic, essentially turning her father into an emotionless husk. and experimenting on students and other people, possibly without their consent. But it was the Keeper's unwillingness to explore ancient magic at all which enabled Isadora to take the route that she did. When confronted with this mysterious source of magic, which only they could see, what was their course of action? We don't understand this, so let's do absolutely nothing. And what do when Isadora starts using ancient magic? They're just like, no, stop it. We know that the Keepers are not completely averse to using magic as a force for good, since they used magic to end a drought in Felcroft. So why not take the same approach with ancient magic? Sure, they don't understand its properties or potential downsides yet, but that's precisely why they should study it in some kind of controlled way. The Keeper's complete unwillingness to engage with and learn about ancient magic effectively created the space for Isadora, the most emotionally unstable witch in their group, to have complete, unchecked exploration of this form of magic. Had the Keepers been willing to explore and learn about ancient magic as well, perhaps they could have kept Isadora on the hinges, or at least provided a more reasonable counterbalance to her emotionally driven pursuits. And ultimately, when Isadora goes on her blind quest to eradicate all negative emotion from the world by harnessing ancient magic, what do the Keepers do? They murder her in cold blood with an unforgivable curse, no less. And then, after all of this, they seal away this dormant source of ancient magic underneath Hogwarts and set up an elaborate series of trials to pass down their work of keeping this magic secret. But what good does this do? It's not like you can just hide ancient magic from the world forever. Someone will inevitably find out about it. And all it took was a goblin with a big-ass drill to crack their repository wide open. Ancient magic is potentially dangerous and not well understood, but it cannot be kept hidden forever. And if witches and wizards with good intentions are completely unwilling to learn more about ancient magic, then inevitably someone with evil intentions, like Ranrock, Rookwood, or even the player character, will seize the opportunity to wield this magic themselves. By their complete unwillingness to engage with ancient magic, the Keepers effectively created a scenario that could have doomed the entire world, while simultaneously painting anyone who disagreed with them as a villain or a lunatic. And for these reasons, the Keepers are the real villains of Hogwarts Legacy. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to Big Dan Gaming for more Hogwarts Legacy and RPG videos. Big shout out to all the channel members for supporting my content. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.